Hello, everybody. Each week, every Tuesday, we've been going live here. So if you, for some reason, miss it, you can always go back and revisit because it'll be on our page. And then we share it into our group too, which is the Ciprani Consulting Tribe. So if you're not in that, let us know. We can add you. But today we have a really special treat. Steve is actually going to talk about the how 10 minutes a day can save you 10 hours a week. And he's going to talk about the daily stand-up, correct?
That's right. Yeah, this is something we do in Ciprani Consulting. This is also something I know that we teach in consulting, but it really is as simple as doing a daily huddle, a daily stand up. There's a lot of research. McKinsey and Company, which is a big famous HR company, says that something as simple as this can improve your efficiency by 30% within your business on task completion. So there's really five main reasons to do this, Lindsay. It allows you to focus on your priorities and allows your team to see what's really clear. It is a way to improve communication with your team. It removes blockers in real time. No matter what there are challenges wise, you're dealing with those challenges every day. So instead of waiting a little bit more time to learn about that as a rainmaker, as someone running a business, you're able to really work through these things with people. So that's number three. It improves team accountability. Obviously, if you're discussing this daily with your team, that is another way that the buck needs to stop with them. And it really does build culture as well. So there are probably more reasons, but again, there is real research to suggest that this can really benefit you. And when you're consistent like this with your business, there's a lot of opportunity for you and your teammates.
Yeah, so walk us through what we do in Soprano Consulting. Obviously, this is something that I actually learned this like a huddle or a daily huddle back when I was in the restaurant business because I felt like before we would start and I was in hotel and restaurant management for a long time, right? And so before we got started for the day, this is what we did. So we were all on the same page. So walk us through what Soprano Consulting does, and then we'll talk through other things too.
Yeah, and let me just share my screen and I can show that. But this is a really good way to just get things moving. And we do this every day at 8:30, same time. We do mix it up a little bit. We do some different things. So, typically when we're doing this on a Monday, people are kind of waking up from the weekend or whatever, right? So we get some good energy flowing. That's the kind of team culture side of it. So we do Monday motivational, but we talk about all of our clients that we're working with in our business. So we get that real time feedback on where every file is and what we're working on. On Tuesdays, excuse me, we cover our big goals. How are we progressing toward them as a sales team, as an operations team? Are we on track? So your WIG goals are your wildly important goals and the things, that you're really aiming to accomplish monthly and for the quarter. We talk about that with our entire team. Wednesday, typically we do something, just a little bit more fun. It's a great way to laugh and build some camaraderie, which matters in a business as well. So, we'll talk about something, funny, like I don't know, like we talked about like are you into Crocs or flip-flops? I don't know why that's funny, but people get into this kind of stuff and we have fun with it. Thursday is about
Fun
having
fact about that one is that Crocs are edible. We learned that in
We
that
did
day.
learn that. That was a really useful fact that we learned. But again, it's just an opportunity to break up the week a little bit, to build some camaraderie and keep momentum with your team. Thursday, we cover some of the challenging things that we're dealing with clients, with relationships or things that get stuck. And then Friday, we always, again, this is just what we do, but we share a personal and professional win. And we have really cool things that happen in our culture because we do these things, and I think our team really enjoys it as well. And it allows us to kind of hit some productivity and hit some positive notes in the week. And I think everybody needs to do it. It's really not that hard.
Yeah. So we want to keep it to 5 minutes here. We might be going over already, but give them the really short, like, okay, now say you're in a different business. So we could look at a real estate, version of it too.
Right.
Right. Real estate in general, I'll always say Motivation Monday, like let's get together, let's hit the phones. We're in sales. So, there's a big piece there. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I always say it's scripting Thursdays or Fierce Conversations. That's a great book if anybody hasn't read it. But, we have fierce conversations in business all the time. We have them
Right.
in our personal lives too. So being able to talk about those things and have those conversations are really important. So I highly recommend that. It's been very useful in all of our businesses. And then, Friday wins for sure. But this is the daily stand up, right, Steve, that
Yes.
we also give to people because we believe you should do something really motivational or something quick in the beginning, and then you transition to this. So
Right.
explain this, and I'll jump into.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that is really simple. I mean, if you look at it, it shows you where you are in process with the contract to close process. So, again, if you are a salesperson in a real estate team, for example, it's very likely that you're out on the road. You might be going to a listing or you might be, in the middle of other things. So, this allows you to see with your operations team, where is the title? Where is the deposit? Where, have we replied to inspection? So, it's basically a very simple checklist to see what is the next domino that needs to move forward. And it allows you, again, if you are that person that is running your business, it allows you to troubleshoot things a lot faster before they might get stuck. So you don't want to be wondering if title is back or not. You're going to be checking in on that on a regular basis with your team. And that's the opportunity there. It keeps things actually moving faster. Even though you're spending a little time, you get a lot of time back.
Yeah, it's a snapshot. And listen, I mean, at some point, if some CRM can figure this out, I would be thrilled. I've been talking about it for years. But we have a spreadsheet for real estate, and it can get more. Lots of them have gotten more detailed and even prettier. This is just a basic, like, hey, this is how we're going to start, right? But at the end of the day, to, talk about where you are in each file every day means one, you're connecting with all of your agents as an operations team daily, right? So no agent can say, I don't even use you. I don't even talk to you. That's just doesn't work, right? And
Right.
then two, we're moving the files forward daily. And the agent has the opportunity to go, hey, Kelsey, Sean, can you do this for me today? And that way you don't get stuck. So, all right, we are pretty much done with our 5 minutes. Anything else you want to leave them with, or we good?
Yeah, I would just say we know from running our own business and from helping others with their business, it's always an issue of time, right? And it's okay, well, how can I commit to this thing that I'm doing consistently? I always like to ask the question not of what would this cost you, but what is it costing you not to do this kind of thing? Again, the research is clear. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than a quick 5-minute meeting. Start small and grow it and just try it. The research suggests this really does work. And again, that would be my question I would leave you with. What is it costing you not to be this consistent in your business for your clients and for the relationships that matter to your business and your team?
Awesome. ROI live in 10.
There you
Bye.
go. Yep. All right. Thanks, Len.